Hello everyone, and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls 2 PvP and another weapon showcase. This time I am using the Old Knight Halberd, which is a weapon that you can pick up very early on in the game. It's located between Hyde's Tower of Flame and No Man's Wharf, in that I guess you would call it an aqueduct-like area. Yeah. Now, this weapon, if you're anything like me, you picked it up, you're like, oh cool, a new weapon, I need to try this right away. Maybe you weren't like that, maybe that's just me, but I didn't have the stats to wield it, and I started to level up, and figured out it was a bit of a waste early on. It definitely was a waste. Now, this weapon isn't exactly bad, it just is not good for PvE, and I'll explain why in a little bit. So, getting started with the weapon, it requires 16 strength and 20 dexterity in order to wield. It has an E scaling in strength and an A in dexterity. The physical base damage of the weapon is 340, and the attack rating is 476, withering of blades plus 2, so that's a 426 without it. The counter strength of the weapon is 120, poise damage 35 per hit, it weighs 16 units, and the reason why this weapon is horrible for PvE is the durability of the weapon. This weapon only has 20 durability, and as you can see, from this one fight alone, it's already dropped a significant amount. In one of the fights, I think it actually might be this very next one, maybe the one after it, one of these fights, it breaks. It says it's at risk and is about to break, and I mean, if I hit him one more time, it would have broke, and I wouldn't have killed him, so it wouldn't really have been worth doing. The durability on this thing drains incredibly fast, especially if you use its spin to win running attack. So if you do have a habit of using that attack and you want to, break yourself of the habit, I mean, I don't know, I guess pick up this weapon and you'll break yourself of that habit fast, because either you break yourself of the habit or you break your weapon. Your choice. Overall though, I actually had a lot of fun with this thing. It's kind of cool looking. I like the way this thing looks. It looks more like a battle axe to me. And right there, this is the fight I was talking about. So, I mean, I really couldn't have done anything. It wouldn't have killed him. A riposte might have, maybe, but not really worth the risk of breaking it. And I didn't really feel like going to the blacksmith to fix it. So, what was I saying? Overall, I had a lot of fun with this weapon. It's actually not a horrible weapon, despite the low durability. The damage output is pretty fair. And I was saying, it looks more like a battle axe to me. It would make more sense to me if this thing scaled off strength, but, whatever. Not a big deal. Pros of the weapon, I would have to say that the biggest pro of this weapon probably would be the fact that, yes, even though it's got that low durability, it does have a good damage output, and that can be very useful if you are, say, a low level and you get invaded. It's got a high base damage, and that's a good thing. Because, I mean, if you're a low level and you get invaded and your weapon isn't upgraded well, this might have a higher attack rating for you, and that would be, beneficial. Other things about the weapon, I guess, that I could consider pros. I mean, even that first one's going out on a limb, kinda. I don't know. I really don't have much to say about this thing as far as the pros are concerned, and the con is very obvious. The low durability, it's kind of heavy for this class of weapon, so that's something else to keep in mind. Overall, it's not a great weapon any way you look at it, but it's fun to use, and if you do have a habit of using the spin to win for your attacks when you're using a halberd, this weapon will definitely break you of that habit. So I guess it is useful for that. But otherwise, it's just a normal halberd with low durability. The damage increase over a regular one really isn't significant enough to matter that much, so it is what it is, really. That's really all I've got to say about it. It is what it is. But it's a fun weapon to use still. Gotta love that halberd moveset. And, there's a time and a place to use the running attack. Even though it does drain a massive amount of durability from this weapon, it still can be very, very efficient. So that's something to keep in mind. But anyway, I've sort of rambled on long enough about this. This is the last fight. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, found it helpful one way or another. Please like, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time.